Let me ask you something. How many years have you already wasted? Be honest. Think about it. How many days, months, maybe even decades have slipped through your fingers while you kept telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Now, let me tell you something that might shake you. You don't have as much time as you think. Life is moving fast, and whether you like it or not, the clock is ticking. Every second you let pass, every dream you delay, every excuse you make, it's all adding up. And one day, sooner than you realize, you will look back and wonder, why didn't I start sooner? But here's the good news. This doesn't have to be another wasted year. If you stay with me until the end of this message, you'll walk away with a shift in your mindset so powerful that you will never see time the same way again. And that shift, it might just be the thing that changes your life forever. The silent thief of time. Most people don't even realize it's happening. Time doesn't scream while it's slipping away. It doesn't announce its departure. It leaves quietly, unnoticed, while you're busy scrolling, waiting, hesitating. And then one day, you wake up and realize that the opportunities you once had are gone. The strength you once had isn't the same. The doors you could have walked through have closed. And regret is heavy. It is one of the few things in life that grows stronger with time. Regret does not fade. It lingers. It eats at you. It whispers in your ear every night when you close your eyes, reminding you of the things you didn't do, the chances you didn't take, the moments you let pass because you thought you had more time. And here's the truth most people don't want to face. You will never feel ready. Never. You will never wake up one day and suddenly feel like everything is perfectly aligned for you to begin. There is no magical moment when the fear disappears, when the doubts vanish, when the timing is flawless. The biggest lie you've been telling yourself is that you'll start when you feel ready. But the only way to become ready is to start. What's holding you back? So why haven't you? What's stopping you? Is it fear, doubt, the comfort of staying the same? Maybe you've convinced yourself that you don't have the time, the skills, the energy. But deep down, you know that's not true. You've had the time. You just haven't chosen to use it. Think about it. How many hours have you spent watching meaningless content? How many days have you wasted waiting for motivation to strike? Be honest with yourself. If you had used even half of that time to work on your goals, where would you be right now? That's the painful part about wasted time. You can't get it back. You can't rewind life. You can't go back and redo the last year, the last 5 years, the last decade. But you can decide that today is the day you change everything. What will you choose? You are standing at a crossroads. You can keep doing what you've always done, wasting time, making excuses, waiting for life to magically improve. Or you can decide right now that this year will be different. Not next week, not next month, now. Because here's something most people don't realize. Your future isn't waiting for you. It's being shaped by every single choice you make today, right now. The person you become a year from now, that person is being built in this moment, in the choices you make today, in the actions you take or don't take. And if you keep making the same choices, you will keep getting the same results. The pain of regret versus the pain of discipline. Here's the truth that no one wants to hear. You will experience pain in life no matter what. But you get to choose which pain you face, the pain of regret or the pain of discipline. Regret is easy at first. It requires nothing from you. It lets you stay comfortable. But in the end, it's the most painful thing you'll ever feel. Discipline is hard at first. It's uncomfortable. It demands effort. But in the end, it gives you freedom. So what will you choose? The easy road that leads to a lifetime of what-ifs, or the hard road that leads to a future you're proud of? 1 year from now, imagine this, it's exactly 1 year from today. You wake up, look in the mirror, and feel proud of who you've become. You took action, you stayed disciplined, you pushed past fear, and now you're living a life you once only dreamed of. Or you're in the exact same place. Nothing has changed. Another year has passed and you're still stuck, still making the same excuses, still waiting for motivation that never comes. Which future do you want? The choice is yours. You are the only one who can decide, not your parents, not your friends, not society. And the best part? You don't have to wait. You can decide right now that this year will not be wasted, that you will take control, that you will do what it takes to become the person you were meant to be. So ask yourself, are you really willing to waste another year? Or will this be the year you take control? Because time is moving, and it won't wait for you. You tell yourself you'll do it later, someday, when the timing is right, when you feel more confident, when life slows down. But someday is a lie. It's a fantasy created by fear to keep you stuck. It's an illusion that makes you feel safe, makes you believe that you have time, when in reality, time is slipping away. Look around. How many people do you know who kept waiting for the right moment and never started? How many dreams have been buried under excuses? How many people are sitting in the same place they were years ago because they told themselves the same lie you're telling yourself now? Someday is the most dangerous word in the world because it makes you comfortable with inaction. It gives you permission to delay your potential. It lets you stay exactly where you are, convincing you that you're just waiting for the perfect time, the perfect feeling, the perfect condition, but perfection does not exist. And the longer you wait for it, the more of your life you waste. What are you really waiting for? Think about it. If you're not starting now, when will you? Be honest. If you keep saying tomorrow, what's going to make tomorrow any different? If you keep waiting for motivation, what if it never comes? If you keep telling yourself you're not ready, what if you never feel ready? Because deep down, you already know the truth. It's not time that's stopping you. It's not circumstances. It's you. You're waiting for something to push you. You're waiting for permission, for a sign, for someone to tell you it's time. But no one is coming to save you. No one is going to do the work for you. No one is going to hand you your dreams on a silver platter. If you don't move now, you never will. The cost of waiting. What if I told you that every time you choose to wait, you're making a decision to stay the same? Every second you waste is an opportunity lost, an opportunity to build, to grow, to change. And the worst part, the cost isn't just time, it's your potential. How many skills could you have mastered by now if you had started a year ago? How much stronger, wiser, more capable could you be if you had taken action instead of waiting for the right time? You could have been further ahead. You could have been closer to your dreams, but instead you're here, stuck in the same loop, telling yourself the same lie. And if you don't break the cycle now, another year will pass, then another, and another, until one day you realize you've run out of time, and regret is far worse than the fear of starting. Why most people stay stuck. Most people don't fail because they lack talent. They don't fail because they aren't capable. They fail because they never start, because fear keeps them frozen, because doubt makes them believe they aren't good enough, because they overthink every little step until they convince themselves it's impossible. But here's the truth. The people who succeed aren't the smartest, the most gifted, or the luckiest. They are the ones who stop waiting and start moving. They don't have it all figured out. They don't always feel ready, but they act anyway. And that's what separates them from everyone else. The moment you stop making excuses and start taking action, you separate yourself from the masses. You step into the rare group of people who actually do something with their lives instead of just talking about it. The myth of motivation. If you're waiting for motivation, stop, because motivation is unreliable. It's a feeling, and feelings are temporary. You will not always feel like doing the hard work. You will not always feel like waking up early, pushing through challenges, or taking risks. But success doesn't care about your feelings. Success is built on discipline. It's built on doing what needs to be done, even when you don't feel like it. The strongest people in the world don't rely on motivation. They rely on commitment. They build habits that force them to take action regardless of how they feel. If you only act when you feel inspired, you will never be consistent. And without consistency, you will never achieve anything great. Your future starts now. This moment right now is the only thing that's real. Not yesterday, not tomorrow, right now. The version of you in 5 years is created by what you choose to do today. Do you want to wake up a year from now, stronger, better, more successful, or do you want to be in the exact same place, making the same excuses? Because the choice is yours. And no, it won't be easy, it won't be comfortable, but neither is staying the same. Neither is waking up every day feeling like you're wasting your life. So which pain do you choose? The pain of discipline or the pain of regret? Because someday isn't coming. The time is now. The choice is yours. What are you going to do? What if I told you that your entire life could change with just one decision? Not 100, not 10, one. One decision to stop hesitating. One decision to stop settling. One decision to take action, even when it's uncomfortable. That's all it takes. Because the moment you decide, truly decide, that you will no longer waste time, something shifts inside you. You stop looking for reasons to delay. You stop waiting for external motivation. You stop making excuses for why you can't and start looking for ways that you can. Because in the end, your life is nothing more than the sum of your decisions. Every choice you've made has brought you to this exact moment. And if you're not where you want to be, it's because somewhere along the way, you made choices that led you here. But here's the good news. You can choose differently. Why most people never decide? Most people don't struggle because they lack potential. They struggle because they live in a state of hesitation. They never fully commit. They say they want to change, but when the moment comes to take action, they hesitate. They let fear take over. They let doubt creep in. They let comfort win. And what happens? Nothing. Days pass. Weeks pass. Years pass. And they're still in the same place, waiting for something to magically push them forward. But life doesn't work that way. Nothing changes until you change. The truth about fear. Fear is the only thing stopping you. But here's the secret. Fear is a liar. It tells you that you're not ready, that you're not good enough, that you'll fail, that people will judge you. But fear is nothing more than a mental construct, a story your mind creates to keep you in the same place. It's not real. It has no actual power over you unless you choose to believe it. And the only way to break free from fear is to act in spite of it. Because action destroys fear. Every time you take a step forward, fear gets weaker. Every time you move without overthinking, fear loses control. You don't need to be fearless to take action. You just need to stop letting fear make your decisions. What happens when you finally decide? The moment you truly decide to change, something powerful happens. Your mind shifts. You stop looking for easy escapes. You stop entertaining distractions. You stop wasting time on things that don't move you forward. Suddenly, your focus sharpens. Your priorities become clear. You start seeing opportunities instead of obstacles. And the best part? Momentum takes over. Once you start moving, even in the smallest way, you create momentum. And momentum is what separates the successful from the stagnant. Because when you build momentum, discipline becomes easier. Growth becomes automatic. Action becomes second nature. But none of that happens until you make the decision. How to break free from indecision. If you've been stuck in hesitation, there's only one way out. Decide and move immediately. Not tomorrow, not later today, right now. Because the longer you wait, the weaker your decision becomes. The more time you give fear to creep back in, the more you convince yourself that you need more time to prepare, you don't. You are ready right now. You just need to act like it. So, what's the first step? It doesn't have to be huge. It just has to be something. Maybe it's making that phone call, signing up for that class, waking up an hour earlier, writing down your goals, taking the first uncomfortable step toward the life you know you're capable of living. Because the truth is, your future isn't built on thoughts, it's built on actions. And action starts with a single decision. You are one choice away from a new life. Think about that. One choice. One choice to start now instead of later. One choice to push through discomfort instead of running from it. One choice to commit fully instead of half-heartedly. That's all it takes. Because once you make that choice, once you draw the line and say, this is it, no more waiting, your entire world changes. It won't be easy. You'll have moments of doubt. You'll have days where you want to go back to your old habits. But if you keep going, if you stay committed, you will look back in a year and realize that this was the moment everything changed. So ask yourself right now, are you going to make that decision? Or are you going to let another day pass, another week, another year until you realize it's too late? Because at the end of the day, the choice is yours. And the only thing standing between you and the life you want is the decision to start. What happens when you give yourself an escape route? You take it. Every time. That's why most people never reach their full potential. They leave doors open to their old habits, their old life, their old excuses. They say, I'll try, instead of I will. They tell themselves, if it doesn't work, I can always go back. And that's exactly why they fail. Because the moment things get tough, when the pressure builds, when the fear kicks in, they turn around. They retreat to what's safe, what's familiar. But if you truly want to transform your life, there can be no way back. No more safety nets, no more backup plans, no more telling yourself that quitting is an option. Why people cling to a backup plan? Fear. That's what it comes down to. Fear of failure, fear of discomfort, fear of stepping into the unknown and not being able to handle it. So what do people do? They create backup plans. They give themselves a way out just in case. But here's the problem. If you know you have an exit, you will use it. When things get hard, and they will, you'll start making excuses. You'll convince yourself that going back isn't so bad. You'll justify quitting by saying, at least I tried, and that's how dreams die. Not because they were impossible, not because you weren't capable, but because you left yourself an option to quit. The power of no retreat. Think about the moments in life when you had no choice but to figure things out. The times when you were thrown into a situation where failure wasn't an option. What happened? You adapted. You found a way. You made it work. Because when there's no way back, you force yourself to move forward. You stop hesitating. You stop second-guessing. You stop entertaining distractions. You commit fully because there is no other option. That's the mindset of winners. They burn the bridges behind them so there is no retreat. They don't just dip their toes in the water. They jump in, fully submerged, fully invested. Because when you know there's no way back, you stop thinking about failure and start thinking about solutions. Discomfort is a gift. Most people avoid discomfort at all costs. They think struggle is a sign to stop, that obstacles mean they should turn around. But discomfort is not your enemy. It's your greatest gift. Because discomfort is proof that you are growing. It means you are stepping outside of what's familiar. It means you are breaking through limits that have held you back. It means you are moving towards something greater. But if you run back to comfort every time things get difficult, you will never grow. You will never achieve anything beyond average, and you are not born to be average. The moment you burn the bridges, everything changes. When you remove quitting as an option, everything shifts. Your mind becomes sharper, your actions become bolder, your focus becomes unbreakable. You stop seeking easy escapes and instead you dig deeper. You push harder, you find strength you didn't even know you had. Because when your back is against the wall, you either break or you break through. And if you refuse to quit, if you refuse to entertain the thought of turning back, you will break through. How to cut off the exit route. So, how do you do it? How do you burn the bridges and fully commit? 1. Declare it. No more trying. Stop saying you'll try. Stop saying you'll see how it goes. That language is weak. It leaves room for hesitation. Say it with certainty. I am doing this. 2. Remove the safety nets. If you keep things in place just in case you fail, you're already preparing to fail. Remove the escape routes. Take quitting off the table. 3. Put something at stake. Make failure painful. Announce your goal publicly. Invest money into it. Attach a consequence to giving up. When something is on the line, you will fight harder. 4. Make it your identity. This is not just something you're doing. This is who you are now. When you fully embrace your new path as part of your identity, there's no going back. 5. Act like success is the only option. Because it is. If you want to win, you must act as if failure does not exist. Move like someone who has no choice but to succeed. This is your defining moment. Right now, you have 2 choices. You can stay where you are, comfortable, safe, but never growing. Or you can burn the bridges, cut off every excuse, and commit fully. This is the moment where you decide who you are going to be. Will you be like the majority, holding on to backup plans, staying trapped in hesitation? Or will you step into the rare group of people who bet on themselves completely, who push forward no matter what, who refuse to quit? The choice is yours. But if you truly want to change your life, then stop giving yourself a way back. Destroy the exit, remove the safety net, and go all in. Because once you do, there is nothing stopping you from becoming the person you were meant to be. What happens if you don't change? What if you ignore this message? Go back to your usual routine and continue living exactly the way you are right now. Be honest. What does that future look like? Because the harsh truth is this. If nothing changes, nothing changes. A year from now, you'll be in the same place. The same struggles, the same frustrations, the same regrets. And the worst part? You'll know deep inside that you could have been so much more. That's the real cost of staying the same. The pain of regret is far worse than the pain of discipline. You've felt it before. That deep, sinking feeling when you realize you wasted time. The guilt of knowing you could have pushed harder, but you didn't. That feeling of, I should have started sooner. It eats at you. It stays with you. Because there is nothing more painful than knowing you had the chance and you let it slip away. But there's a way to avoid that pain, by embracing the pain of discipline instead. Yes, growth is hard. Yes, success requires sacrifice. Yes, taking action will be uncomfortable. But that pain is temporary. It lasts for a moment. The pain of regret, that lasts a lifetime. The illusion of later. Most people don't actively choose to stay the same. They don't wake up and say, I want to waste another year. No. They tell themselves they'll start later. Later when they have more time. Later when they feel more ready. Later when the conditions are perfect. But later is a lie. Later is an illusion. Later never comes. Because when that later arrives, guess what happens? The same excuses. The same hesitation. The same cycle of waiting for the right moment that never actually exists. You do not have time to wait. Every second you hesitate, you are losing ground. You are falling behind. You are making it harder to ever break free. The compound effect of inaction. Most people think staying the same means staying in the same place. But that's not true. You're not just staying still, you're falling behind because the world is moving forward. Others are taking action, others are leveling up, while you're standing still. And every day you delay, you make it harder to catch up. Your dreams don't disappear overnight. They fade, slowly, one excuse at a time, one day of inaction after another, until one day you look back and realize that the person you could have been is gone. Comfort is a slow death. Do you know why most people never change? Not because they don't want to, not because they aren't capable, but because they're comfortable. They are comfortable in their struggles, comfortable in their routine, comfortable in their excuses. Even if their life isn't great, at least it's familiar, at least it's predictable, and the human mind craves predictability. But comfort is the silent killer of potential. It doesn't destroy you all at once. It destroys you slowly, over years of settling, until one day you wake up and realize that you wasted your life. And that should terrify you. Make the fear of staying the same bigger than the fear of change. Fear is natural. Fear of failure. Fear of rejection. Fear of stepping into the unknown. But do you know what should scare you more? The fear of never living up to your potential. The fear of looking back with regret. The fear of being stuck in the same place year after year. That fear should drive you. It should make you so uncomfortable that staying the same is no longer an option. Because the reality is, you are running out of time. Every second that passes is gone forever. And the longer you wait, the harder it becomes to change. What happens when you finally break free? Imagine waking up a year from now. Imagine looking in the mirror and seeing a completely different person. Stronger, more confident, more disciplined. Imagine knowing that you didn't waste another year. That you took control. That you became the person you were meant to be. That's what's waiting for you. That's what's possible. But only if you act now. Because every great transformation starts with one moment. The moment you decide that enough is enough. That moment is now. So ask yourself one last time, are you going to stay the same, or are you finally going to break free? The choice is yours. What if the only thing stopping you is you? Not your circumstances, not your past, not the people around you, just your mind. Because before you can change your life, you must first change your mind. Everything starts there. Every decision, every action, every failure, every success, it all begins in your head. And most people lose the battle before they even start. The mindset that keeps you trapped. Why do some people succeed while others stay stuck? It's not about talent. It's not about luck. It's not even about how hard you work. It's about how you think. Most people operate with a mindset of limitation. They tell themselves stories that keep them weak. I'm not good enough. I don't have what it takes. I've failed before, so I'll probably fail again. These thoughts are poison. They kill potential. They destroy confidence. They keep people locked in a prison of self-doubt. And the worst part, most of these beliefs aren't even real. They're just stories. Stories people have repeated so many times that they've started to believe them. But what if you could rewrite the story? The power of reprogramming your mind. Your mind is like a computer, and just like a computer, it runs on programs. Thought patterns that dictate how you see yourself and the world around you. And if you're running a weak, self-destructive program, your life will reflect that. But here's the truth. You can rewrite the code. You can delete the limiting beliefs that have been holding you back. You can install a new mindset, one that pushes you forward instead of pulling you down. Because the people who succeed, they don't let their thoughts control them. They control their thoughts. How to reprogram your mind for success. So how do you do it? How do you take control of your mind and turn it into your greatest weapon? 1. Kill the negative self-talk. Your words create your reality. If you tell yourself you're weak, you will be weak. If you tell yourself you're not good enough, you will prove yourself right. But the opposite is also true. Start speaking strength into your life. Tell yourself, I am capable. I am unstoppable. I will not quit. Say it until it becomes your reality. Because if you repeat something enough, your mind will start to believe it too. Change what you focus on. Whatever you focus on expands. If you focus on problems, you'll see more problems. If you focus on excuses, you'll find more reasons to quit. But if you focus on solutions, if you focus on growth, if you focus on what is possible instead of what is limiting you, your entire reality will shift. Train yourself to see opportunity instead of obstacles. See lessons instead of failures. See progress instead of setbacks. And watch how everything changes. 3. Surround yourself with strength. You are the sum of the voices you listen to. If you spend your time around weak, negative people, people who complain, people who make excuses, people who settle for less, so cut off the negativity. Protect your energy and only allow voices in your life that push you forward. 4. Take action, even when you don't feel ready. Most people wait to feel ready before they take action. But here's the truth. You will never feel ready. And if you wait for the perfect moment, you'll be waiting forever. The secret? Take action anyway, even when you're scared, even when you're unsure, even when you don't have all the answers. Because confidence doesn't come from waiting, it comes from doing. And the more you act, the more your mind will start to believe, I am capable, I can handle this, I will succeed. Your mind is your most powerful weapon. Use it wisely. Everything in your life is controlled by one thing, your mind. Your success, your failures, your happiness, your struggles, it all starts in your head. And the people who win, the people who break through, the people who achieve the impossible, they understand this. They don't let their mind control them, they take control of their mind. And that is your challenge today. Will you continue to let old beliefs, old fears, and old doubts hold you back? Or will you reprogram your mind for success, take control of your future, and refuse to be anything less than the best version of yourself? The choice is yours. But if you want to win, if you truly want to change your life, then stop waiting, stop hesitating, and start thinking like a champion. Because the moment you do, nothing will ever be the same again. Who would you be if you had no fear, no doubts, no hesitation, no voice in your head telling you that you're not good enough? Think about it for a second. Because right now, there are two versions of you. The person you are today and the person you could become if you stopped holding yourself back. And between these two versions, there is a battle, a war for control over your future. One side wants comfort, the other side wants growth. One side wants to stay the same, the other side demands more. One side is weak, the other side is unstoppable. The question is, who is winning? The enemy inside you. Most people think their greatest enemy is external. They blame their circumstances. They blame other people. They blame bad luck. But the truth? Your greatest enemy is inside you. It's the voice in your head telling you to take it easy. The voice convincing you to wait for the right time. The voice making excuses, finding distractions, and keeping you stuck. This voice is not your friend. It is fear. It is weakness. And if you listen to it, it will steal your potential and leave you with nothing but regret. But here's the good news. You don't have to listen. Because inside you, there is another voice. A stronger voice. A voice that pushes you. A voice that refuses to accept anything less than your best. And if you learn to listen to that voice, if you learn to trust it, your life will never be the same again. Why most people never change you. See it everywhere. People stuck in the same patterns, living the same life year after year, never really growing, never really changing. Why? Because change requires sacrifice. It requires giving up the old version of yourself, the weak version, the undisciplined version, the version that makes excuses and avoids discomfort. And that is terrifying for most people, because the mind loves what is familiar, even if it's holding you back, even if it's keeping you miserable. That's why most people choose to stay the same, not because they can't change, but because they are afraid to let go of who they are now to become who they were meant to be. But you were not meant to be average. You were not meant to settle. You were not meant to live in fear. And the only way to break free, burn the old version of yourself to the ground. How to kill the weak version of yourself if you want to step into your true power? You have to destroy the version of you that is holding you back. Here's how. 1. Stop negotiating with yourself. Most people lose the battle before it even starts because they give themselves an option to quit. They wake up and think, should I work out today? They sit down to work and wonder, should I push myself or should I take a break? And just like that, they lose. Because the moment you give yourself an option, weakness will win. So stop negotiating. Stop debating. Stop allowing weakness to have a voice. Make your decisions non-negotiable. Winners don't ask themselves if they feel like doing the work. They just do it. Destroy the old you. If you want to transform, you cannot hold on to the past. You cannot be disciplined and undisciplined at the same time. You cannot be confident and insecure at the same time. You must choose. Who do you want to be? Because if you truly want to change, you have to kill the version of yourself that no longer serves you. Not slowly, not gradually, completely. No more waiting, no more indecision, no more excuses. You make a decision, you cut off every path back to weakness, and you never look back. 3. Stop seeking approval. Do you know why most people never reach their full potential? Because they are too afraid of what other people will think. They hold themselves back because they don't want to be judged. They water themselves down so they can fit in. They waste years of their life chasing approval that doesn't even matter. But here's the truth. Nobody is coming to save you. Nobody is going to live your life for you. Nobody is going to chase your dreams for you. Nobody is going to care about your success as much as you do. So stop living for other people. Stop playing small. Stop hiding your power. Stop apologizing for wanting more. Because the moment you stop caring about their opinions is the moment you set yourself free. The choice you must make every day. You have a choice. You can let the weak version of yourself win. You can give in to excuses, distractions, and fear. You can keep living the same life, repeating the same patterns, and wondering why nothing ever changes. Or you can step into your power. You can kill the weak version of yourself. You can silence the excuses. You can stop waiting for permission and take control of your future. And when you do that, everything changes. You stop being a spectator in your own life. You stop watching from the sidelines. You stop letting fear make your decisions for you. And you finally become the person you were meant to be. So the question is simple. Will you choose comfort or will you choose growth? Will you choose weakness or will you choose power? Will you keep being the person you've always been or will you finally become the person you were meant to be? The choice is yours. But remember this, if you don't make the decision now, you may never make it at all. What if the pain you're running from is the key to your power? Most people avoid pain. They fear discomfort. They run from struggle. But here's the truth. Pain is the greatest tool for transformation. Because pain will do one of two things. It will break you or it will build you. And the difference? It's not the pain itself. It's what you do with it. Pain is the ultimate teacher. Think back to the hardest moments of your life, the moments that tested you, the moments you thought you wouldn't survive. Now ask yourself, didn't those moments shape you? Didn't they make you stronger? Didn't they teach you lessons that nothing else could? Pain is not your enemy. Pain is the only thing that will force you to grow. Because comfort doesn't teach you anything, success doesn't make you stronger, only struggle does. Only suffering does. Only pain forces you to evolve. And if you understand that, if you stop running from pain and start using it, you will become how weakness is born. The reason most people never reach their full potential, they have been trained to avoid pain. They have been told that struggle is a bad thing, that failure is something to be ashamed of, that discomfort should be avoided at all costs. So what happens? The moment things get hard, they quit. The moment they feel discomfort, they stop. The moment they fail, they assume they aren't good enough. And with every excuse, every surrender, they get weaker, until one day they wake up and realize they've wasted years hiding from the very thing that could have made them great. But you are different. You are not like them, because you understand that pain is not here to break you, it is here to make you stronger. How to use pain to your advantage. If you want to achieve anything great in life, you must rewire your mind. You must stop fearing pain. You must embrace it. Here's how. 1. Stop seeking the easy path. Most people spend their entire lives looking for shortcuts. They want success without struggle. They want results without effort. And that's why they fail. Because the easy path leads nowhere. If you want to be stronger, choose the hard path. If you want to be disciplined, put yourself in situations that demand it. If you want to be successful, do the things that most people avoid. Greatness is built in struggle. Strength is built in discomfort. And the people who win are the ones who refuse to take the easy way out. 2. Use pain as fuel. Pain can do two things. It can weaken you or it can fuel you. The choice is yours. Every time you feel pain, every time life knocks you down, every time things don't go your way, you have a decision to make. Will you let it break you, or will you turn it into power? When life gets hard, use it. When people doubt you, use it. When you feel like giving up, use it. Use the pain as motivation. Use it as energy. Use it as proof that you are built for more. Because the greatest weapon in the world? A person who has been broken but refuses to stay down. 3. Stop waiting for things to get easier. Most people tell themselves, things will get easier. They wait for the perfect moment. They wait for the struggle to go away. They wait for life to become more comfortable. But that day never comes. Life will always be hard. There will always be challenges. There will always be struggle. So stop waiting for things to get easier. Learn to get stronger. Because when you do, you will stop fearing pain. You will stop being controlled by emotions. You will realize that you are the one in control. And when that happens, nothing can stop you. The power is already inside you. There is a version of you that does not fear pain, a version of you that does not quit, does not hesitate, and does not make excuses, a version of you that is relentless. And that version, it is already inside you. But you will never meet that version of yourself by avoiding struggle. You will never unlock your full potential by avoiding struggle. You will never unlock your full potential by avoiding struggle. You will never unlock your full potential by avoiding struggle. You will never unlock your full potential by avoiding struggle. You will never unlock your full potential by avoiding attempting struggle. You will never unlock your full potential by, you must face it. You must walk through the fire. You must use every moment of pain as fuel to push yourself forward, because pain is not here to stop you. It is here to transform you. The question is, will you let it? Will you keep running? Will you keep avoiding discomfort? Will you keep making excuses? Or will you take control? Will you use the pain? Will you turn it into something that makes you unstoppable? The choice is yours. But if you are tired of being weak, if you are tired of making excuses, if you are ready to become the strongest version of yourself, then embrace the struggle. Stop fearing pain, stop avoiding discomfort, and start using it to fuel your greatness. Because once you do that, nothing will ever break you again. Why do some people succeed while others stay stuck? Is it talent? Is it some secret that only a few people know? No. It all comes down to one thing: your mindset. Because your mind is either your greatest weapon or your worst enemy. It is either lifting you up or dragging you down. It is either making you unstoppable or keeping you weak. And if you don't take control of it, you will stay exactly where you are. Your mind is the key to everything. Most people think their biggest problem is external. They think they need more money. They think they need better circumstances. They think they need to wait for the right opportunity. But the truth? Their biggest problem is their mind. Because the way you think controls everything. It controls how you react to failure. It controls how much effort you put in. It controls whether you take action or sit on the sidelines. Your mindset is the foundation of your entire life. And if you don't fix it, nothing else will change. The programming that is keeping you weak. From the moment you were born, you were being programmed by your parents, programmed by society, programmed by a system that does not want you to be strong, independent, or successful. You were taught to play it safe. You were taught to fear failure. You were taught to fit in, to follow the rules, to stay in your comfort zone. And that programming, it is the reason you are not where you want to be. Because your mind has been trained to accept limitations. It has been trained to settle. It has been trained to believe that you can't have more, that you can't be more, that you are not capable of greatness. But here's the truth. That programming is a lie. You are not weak. You are not powerless. You are not meant to live an average life. But until you reprogram your mind, you will never break free. How to reprogram your mind for success. If you want to change your life, you must change the way you think. Here's how. 1. Destroy limiting beliefs. Your beliefs shape your reality. If you believe you are weak, you will act weak. If you believe success is impossible, you won't even try. If you believe you don't deserve more, you will never go after it. Most people are not held back by their circumstances. They are held back by their beliefs. So the first step, destroy every limiting belief that is keeping you small. Stop saying, I can't. Stop saying, I'm not good enough. Stop saying, it's too hard. Because every time you say those words, you are reinforcing a lie. Start telling yourself the truth. You are capable. You are strong. You are built for more. And when you believe that, your actions will follow. 2. Stop thinking like a victim. Most people go through life blaming everything but themselves. They blame their past, they blame other people, they blame bad luck, and as long as they do that, they will stay weak. Because the moment you blame something external, you give away your power. You are not a victim. You are not powerless. You are not at the mercy of your circumstances. So stop thinking like a victim, start thinking like a winner. Winners don't complain, they don't make excuses. They don't wait for someone to save them. They take control. They take responsibility. They make things happen. And when you adopt that mindset, your life will never be the same again. 3, don't feed your mind with power. Your mind is like a garden. If you plant weeds, negative thoughts, excuses, doubts, it will grow weakness. But if you plant strength, discipline, confidence, action, it will grow power. So ask yourself, what are you feeding your mind? Are you surrounding yourself with negativity? Are you wasting hours on distractions? Are you listening to people who are just as weak as you? Or are you filling your mind with strength? Are you reading books that challenge you? Are you learning from people who are stronger than you? Are you surrounding yourself with an environment that forces you to level up? Because your mind will only be as strong as what you put into it. Feed it with power and you will become powerful. The moment you change your mindset, everything else will change with it. You will stop seeing problems as obstacles. You will see them as challenges to overcome. You will stop making excuses. You will start taking action. You will stop waiting. You will start doing. Because when your mind is strong, nothing can stop you. But if you do not take control of your mind, if you keep thinking the way you've always thought, you will stay exactly where you are. So the choice is simple. Will you keep accepting the lies you've been told? Will you keep playing small, staying weak, and making excuses? Or will you reprogram your mind? Will you destroy your old way of thinking? Will you refuse to be a victim? Will you take control of your thoughts, and in doing so, take control of your life? The power is already inside you. The question is, will you use it? Because once you do, nothing will ever hold you back again. What if the only thing stopping you is your own mind? What if every excuse, every hesitation, every moment of fear wasn't real, but just a story you've been telling yourself? Most people fail not because they lack skills or talent, but because they lack belief. They tell themselves, I'm not good enough. They say, I don't have what it takes. They whisper, what if I fail? And just like that, they lose before they even start. But here's the truth. Self-doubt is not real. It's an illusion, a trap, a prison built inside your own mind. And if you don't break free, you will live your entire life stuck, watching others rise while you stand in the same place. The lies that self-doubt tells you. Self-doubt is a liar. It tells you that you are not ready. It tells you that you need more time. It tells you that other people are better than you. But where does this voice come from? It comes from fear. Fear of failure, fear of judgment, fear of stepping into the unknown. Your brain is designed to keep you safe. It wants you to stay in your comfort zone, where nothing can hurt you. So it creates excuses. It fills your mind with doubt. It convinces you that you are not good enough, not because it's true, but because it wants you to stay where it's safe. But safety is a lie. Because while you sit there, waiting, protecting yourself from failure, you are failing anyway. Failing to grow, failing to evolve, failing to live the life you were meant to live. And if you don't fight back, you will wake up one day full of regret, knowing that the only thing that stopped you was you. How weak people let self-doubt destroy them. Weak people believe their doubts. They let their fears decide their actions. They have dreams, but they never chase them. Because what if I fail? They want success, but they never commit, because what if I'm not good enough? They take a few steps forward, but the moment it gets hard, they stop. Because maybe I wasn't meant for this. And what happens? They waste years stuck in the same place, watching life pass them by, watching others take risks, build success, and achieve their goals, while they sit there still doubting, still waiting, still making excuses. And by the time they realize what they've done, it's too late. How to destroy self-doubt and take control of your mind. If you want to win, you must destroy self-doubt before it destroys you. Here's how. 1. Stop trusting your feelings. Your feelings are not facts. You may feel like you're not good enough, but that doesn't mean it's true. You may feel like you will fail, but that doesn't mean you will. You may feel like you're not ready, but nobody ever feels ready. If you wait until you feel confident, you will never take action. Confidence doesn't come before action. Action comes first. Confidence comes later. So stop waiting. Stop trusting your doubts. Stop believing the stories your mind is telling you. 2. Prove your doubts wrong. Self-doubt only has power if you don't challenge it. So challenge it. Every time you think, I can't do this, go do it. Every time you think, I'm not good enough, push yourself harder. Every time you think, what if I fail? Realize that failure is part of the process. Doubt is like a bully. It only wins if you let it. But the moment you stand up and fight back, it starts to disappear. 3. Focus on what you control most. Doubt comes from worrying about things you can't control. What will people think? What if things go wrong? What if I fail? But here's the truth. You can't control any of that. You can't control how people react. You can't control every obstacle that comes your way. You can't control every outcome. But you can control what you do. You can control your effort. You can control your focus. You can control your mindset. And when you focus on what you can control, you take back your power. Because doubt comes from uncertainty. But when you take action, clarity replaces doubt. The power of an unbreakable mindset. When you destroy self-doubt, you become unstoppable. Because nothing can shake you, nothing can hold you back, nothing can break you. You don't waste time wondering if you're good enough, you move forward anyway. You don't let fear stop you, you face it head on. You don't sit around waiting for confidence, you build it through action. And that's when your life changes. Because success is not for the smartest, success is not for the luckiest, success is not for the most talented. Success is for the ones who refuse to stop, the ones who move forward even with doubt, the ones who take action even when afraid, the ones who keep pushing no matter what. So ask yourself, will you keep letting self-doubt control you? Will you keep making excuses? Will you keep waiting for the right time? Will you keep believing the lies that your mind tells you? Or will you rise above it? Will you silence your doubt? Will you take back control? Will you build an unbreakable mind and finally step into your power? Because the moment you do, nothing will ever stand in your way again. How many more days will you let slip through your fingers? How many more mornings will you wake up feeling stuck, lost, and frustrated? How much longer will you keep telling yourself, I'll start tomorrow? Because tomorrow is not guaranteed. Excuses are easy. Blaming circumstances is easy. Waiting for motivation is easy. And that's why most people stay exactly where they are, stuck in a cycle of procrastination, regret, and wasted potential. But not you. Because if you're still here, listening, something inside you is waking up. A voice inside you is screaming, enough is enough. A fire inside you is burning, ready to break free from everything that has held you back. And the truth is, there is only one thing standing between you and the life you want: your choices. The moment everything changes, your life doesn't change when the clock strikes midnight on a new year. It doesn't change when you get lucky. It doesn't change when someone comes to save you. It doesn't change when the perfect moment arrives. It changes the moment you decide to take full control. Not next week, not next month, not one day, now. Because here's the brutal truth, nobody is coming to save you. Nobody will do the work for you. Nobody will push you when you don't feel like it. Nobody will hand you the success you dream of. You can either keep waiting, hoping, wishing, or you can get up and take what's yours. Because life is not given to the weak. Life rewards the ones who take action, no matter how they feel. Why most people stay stuck. Most people live the same year over and over again. They talk about their dreams, but they never commit. They complain about their struggles, but they never change. They wait for motivation, but motivation never comes. And then one day, they wake up and realize they ran out of time. The opportunities they ignored, gone. The chances they wasted, gone. The dreams they once had, dead. And the only thing left, regret. That's what happens when you wait. That's what happens when you let fear, doubt, and laziness control your life. And if you don't make a change now, the same thing will happen to you. So ask yourself, are you willing to throw your life away, or will you finally take action? The formula for an unstoppable life success is not a mystery. It's not luck, it's not magic, it's a formula. And here it is. 1, decide what you want. If you don't know where you're going, you will never get there. Most people don't fail because they're incapable. They fail because they never get clear on what they actually want. So ask yourself, what do you want your life to look like? What do you want to achieve? What kind of person do you want to become? Be specific. Be real. Define your vision. Because once you do, every decision becomes simple. If it moves you closer to your goal, you do it. If it doesn't, you cut it out. That's how you create a life of purpose. Take ruthless action. You don't need another motivational video. You don't need to wait until you feel ready. You don't need anyone's permission. You just need to start. Take one step, then another, then another. And when you feel tired, push harder. And when you feel discouraged, push harder. And when things don't go your way, push even harder. Because the truth is, success is built in the moments when you don't feel like showing up. If you only work when you're motivated, you will fail. But if you work no matter what, nothing will stop you. 3, kill the old version of you. The person you are today, the one filled with doubt, fear, and hesitation, must, because that version of you is holding you back. That version of you is why you're still stuck. And if you want to rise, if you want to become the strongest, sharpest, most unstoppable version of yourself, you must leave the old you behind. That means no more excuses, no more waiting, no more running from hard work. From this moment forward, you operate at a higher standard. You wake up with purpose. You move with discipline. You take action every single day, no matter how you feel, because that is what it takes to win. No more wasted years. You are standing at a crossroads right now. 2 paths lie before you. One path is easy. It's comfortable. It's safe. It's the path of excuses, laziness, and regret. The path that leads to an average life. A life of missed opportunities, wasted potential, and endless what-ifs. But there's another path. The path of discipline. The path of action. The path of transformation. It's not easy. It's not comfortable.